All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tweeted out so everybody can. Good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And what a day it was today. So a lot of chop and then some action at the end of the day. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Before we do, today we're going to be continuing our conversation on day trading compression. Right. So today we're going to be talking about inside bars. So one of our favorite ones to trade. Right. So that's today's discussion. Before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. All right, awesome. Good. All right, so tonight we're going to take a look and see where we left off the market today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we might have in store for the rest of the evening and tomorrow. And then we'll go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so here's the SPX monthly chart. We were up 5 points today. It didn't feel like it after the down move today, but we still managed to do it, right? So green on the monthly chart here. Weekly chart, look at this, guys. There's that gap. So awesome stuff, right? So we started to get into that gap today. Now we found it just a little bit of resistance, but it's starting to chip away at it. So that's a good thing there. Daily chart, it did pull back off of it here. So, but we are getting in this gap. If you guys can believe it, it's really amazing that we're all the way up to the gap from the Corona crash. Really incredible stuff. In fact, pretty close to all-time highs. It seems like with that big move right here, it seems like it'd be no problem after all that. But we'll see if there's bears hiding in that gap anywhere. They tried to push it down a little bit today. So, but the good news is that we're holding trend. We're over the ADMA. We're over the trend line. We're over the 50-day. We're over the 200-day. We're over the cloud. Right. So generally still trending up, right? So we just have to kind of pay attention and just see if if the bears start taking over, stand out of the way or short it, right? Or look for those low volume pullbacks, maybe the trend line right here, or the ADMA, and see if we can catch a bounce off of that, like happened yesterday. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the intraday price action. So choppy. It got really tight, guys. So today is just a perfect example, right, of what we've been talking about, like triangles, right, compression, right, all day. And in fact, this is such a great move right here. We shorted it, right, because we had an all-day triangle right here, and then boom, nice move to the downside, right, a little bit of a pause move, a little bit more flush to the downside, then they brought it back up at the end of the day, all right. So pretty cool stuff there on SPX today, but a lot of choppy price action. You just have to be able to identify that, right, and a lot of times you can tell it by your upper shadows, lower shadows, and how tight everything is when there's no movement, right? So it was tricky, right? Because we came up to some recent levels that we haven't touched in a while. Considering the open gap levels up here were tested, right? A lot of the upper shadows right there, but at the same time, it didn't want to fill the gap here until later in the day. So pretty neat stuff there. Here's the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. So you can see, right? Once we got through this geometric line that we were talking about earlier right here, and we cleared this blue level, this R1 level right here, we got down to a monthly level, right? We filled the open gap, right? Pulled back a little bit, nice pullback, nice snapback right there, and then another quick short at the close here to fill the closing gap. So we filled two gaps right there today. So right at the close and right at the prior day's high. So cool stuff. They waited all day for it. I wish they would have let us know so we didn't have to stare at it all day. But it is what it is. So anyway, good stuff there. Let's take a look and see how the futures are looking here this evening. So not too shabby. We're up about 8 points here. As we're, here's that down move that we were just looking at in SPX here on the futures, right? We have a couple signal zones that we provide to our members right here. So here's a nice level of potential support, which we held. There's a couple other ones down here, right? And there's actually a mini one in here where we kind of bounced off a little bit too, but by then we were done shorting. So it was all good there. And that's kind of where it is. So we'll got to see how that carries over into the rest of the evening. But let's take a look at a couple of these levels here going into tonight. So we've got that geometric level right here to this recent pivot low, right? And we seem to be holding that right now, and we actually appear to be triangulating here this evening. So let's see if the plunge protection team steps it up, gets their pajamas on, and starts buying this thing, starts pushing this thing up for us going into tomorrow. So let's see what kind of strength we get there today. So definitely all good stuff here. We're going to keep it on the radar. So all right, good. So let's take a look. Today we're going to be continuing our conversation on day trading compression, right? So what do we mean by that? We've been talking about all the week. This is where you get a movement in price, and then things get really tight, and then they give us a nice breakout, and they start to move again, right? So we've talked about flags, right? So that's where you move up, right? You flag down a little bit, gets really tight, and then you break out again. You make another nice symmetrical move up, ideally, right? Yesterday we talked about triangles. You move up, you triangulate, get really tight, right? and then you make a move up. And today we're going to talk about inside bars. So the inside bar honestly can be on a certain time frame, can be those type of patterns that we were talking about. But there's such a good candle, right? We need to talk about it, right? So there's such a good candle that we color them yellow on our charts right here. So you can see here on the ES, right, we've colored our inside candles yellow. So what is an inside candle? An inside candle is a candle that goes inside the previous bar. In other words, the high of this candle and the low of this candle are contained by the high of the prior candle and the low of the prior candle, right? So here's the mother bar right here. Here's the inside bar. Is that an inside bar? Well, technically it's contained by this one, but it's not by definition an inside bar, right? So it wasn't contained by this one, right? So so we don't look at that as directly as an inside bar. If there's two in a row like this, right? Double inside bar, right? Because this one is contained by this one is contained by this one, right? So it's like the Russian babushka dolls. You just kind of keep putting them inside each other, right? So what does this mean? It means that price is getting tight, right? It means that there's compression. It means that price is undecided, right? It means that if we can break out of these levels, there's a chance that we could get some movement in the direction of that breakout. That's the idea, right? And so here, look at this triple inside candle right here on the 5-minute chart. 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then boom. Not a huge explosive move, but decent. 32.55 all the way to 32.58. So a nice 3-point move there on the ES. So can't complain about that, right? So that's the idea. Okay, so we look for these. Why? One, because on a lower term time frame, these, like we said, these can represent those type of triangle patterns, possibly a flag type pattern, right? But here you can even kind of clearly see that these three candles right here formed a triangle, right? And then that triangle broke out right here and gave a nice move to the upside, right? So let's look at a couple other examples here. So today we had oil, right? So the oil sector was really, really strong, right? So when oil's, what do we look for? We look for a, something in the oil sector that's moving, right? So here, what do we got? So look at XOM today. So ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil, the oil sector is strong today, right? Had a big move up, right? Broke through its 15 orb high, another move up right here, and then it got tight, right? So it got compression. This is your inside candle right here, and then we got a nice breakout on that one, and a good push to the upside off of that. Okay, and that's it. And that's about as good an example as it is. We like these after a big move, right? Because it just shows a pause, right? And then we get some continued movement right here. It got a little bit, tough up here, right? Because you had upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, and then this could form as a reversal bar. In fact, it formed that here, right? So we had a nice little pattern right here, kind of a flaggish type pattern. We broke out of there, got a little bit of movement, and then it said, no, I'm going to wait a little bit right here, inside candle, and then when the market kind of flushed at the end of the day, right, we broke that inside candle down, and it gave us a move. Very, very powerful stuff. Are we always going to get movements off of an inside candle? No. But does it help when we see that there's movement going on in the stock? Yes. Right. So let's take a look at another example from today. So what else was strong today? So Bank of America. Right. So Bank of America was strong. So these candles can also be reversal candles as well. Right. So Bank of America was strong this morning. Had some relative strength at the open, and then it gave you an inside candle. Did that inside candle break to the upside? No. Right? So there's no sense in going long. And did it break to the downside? Yes. Could we short it? Maybe. Yeah, if you want to. I mean, it's possible. You make a little bit of money on the downside, right? But we still have this relative strength at the open. So what this is doing is it's keying us into a potential pullback right here. So this actually turned into a flag. That was the start of a flag pattern, right? And then we broke out of here, right? And then started to move. So what was really cool about this one is the pullback on Bank of America was a 618 retrace of the initial candle, and then we got a beautiful bounce up on that one. JP Morgan. Another bank name today, very, very similar, right? A lot of the banks like to move in tandem, right? So this one wasn't quite a 618 retrace today, but we do have an inside candle here, which pulled back a little bit, 50% retrace, and gave a nice move up, right? So just really, really great stuff, guys, and it's a good candle to keep an eye on. Not only does it help on the day trading side, but you can also find these on the daily charts too, right? So if you go to the daily, we look for these, right? So these are good, especially if you've got a nice move going, right? So if you go here on Tesla, right? So, nice move up right here on Tesla. Let's get a clean chart for us here. Well, I'll just kind of keep it right here. But a beautiful move up here, really, really strong. Got really, really tight triangle. Inside candle right here. Break out of that inside candle for a big move up on that one. Pulled back down, double inside day. Right? Then it got really, really tight right here. It failed to break out to the upside, but that was that compressed triangle that we talked about yesterday. It made a move. So very, very key levels, right? This shows areas that we look for breakouts out of those zones. So good stuff there. All right, so I hope you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can, try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So we have a few in from Twitter. So Z sent one in here, so let's take a look at Costco. So Costco So pretty cool stuff, right? So Costco had a big move up, right? Got really, really tight. Almost a flaggish type pattern right here, right? Or a horizontal pattern, but you got this going on, right? So nice move right there. Inside candle, which failed to break down, held the ADMA, and then wanted to test the under that range. And you got a nice pop on that one today. So beautiful move there. The only problem is it left you with an upper shadow today, which is kind of blah. Same thing kind of happened with Roku today too. So we'll see what it does. It's not necessarily a short. We're back in that compression zone, the congestion zone, so we'll see where it goes from there. Eli sent a couple in too, so let's take a look. So we've got a doji data here on Boeing. So Boeing was great, right? It gave a nice move at the open. Really, really beautiful stuff. Members capitalized on this on our live stream this morning. We pointed it out. Gave a really, really nice push this morning. And then, I mean, obviously, crazy stock like this, you got to raise stops on this one because it pulled back really, really quickly. It did give a nice bounce here off of the pullback again for another move up, and that was basically all it had. It's not really, it was like making a major move, but I like how it was a red candle yesterday. We gapped above it. So a little bit of a professional gap up there and got a sympathy move with LMT today. And then Starbucks, yeah, this is a good one too. Nice push at the open again, kind of pulled back a little bit as well. Big upper shadow here with some volume off of the 50-day moving average. In fact, I like that so much that might be a potential short into tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to put it on the short radar for tomorrow. I like the upper shadow and the open gap here. Not much of an open gap, but definitely a closing gap right here off of the 50-day moving average. So that's definitely one for us to keep an eye on for sure. It gave some great moves intraday today. I mean, just kind of go to the daily intraday chart, right? Just a nice explosive move out of the 15 orb high, and then it just kind of chopped for the rest of the day. But it was a decent move at the open. So good stuff there. Shirley sent in a few in by email, so let's take a look at those. So we got PNC. Okay, yeah, so banks were strong today, right? So those are the two main sectors that were good today, right? So we had oil and banks. So again, it's all about follow through on this one. And the only issue here, right, is that we ran right into the cloud and right into the 50-day moving average, right? So just kind of see how it holds that geometric level. Maybe we'll give it a low volume pullback. Maybe it'll hold these ranges, but we really want to see a push over today's high. Right, BDX, let's take a look. Definitely doing good here. I mean, holding trend pretty nicely. The only issues, right, so here, right, having trouble closing above that pivot level. So just kind of keep an eye on it, right? It's continuing to hold trend. And looking pretty good. I like the inside day up, so that was nice. So I gave a good push today and then a little bit of a pullback on that one. Then Codex. Let's take a look at this one. Whoa, big break. Okay, guys, we were talking about this last night on this triangle right here. Beautiful, beautiful move, and it finally broke out of there with some volume. Let's see if that can get some follow through to the upside on that one. Great find on that one, Shirley. Definitely be keeping an eye there. Good, and then let's take a look. So Ollie, this is a tough one. It's a little tricky one to trade right here. Spreads can get really nasty on it, so just be careful, right? You got these this geometric line right here, right, that we kind of need to break above, right? So it's almost like a little bit of a channel too. So it might be the top of the channel. Just kind of see how it plays out on that one. And then DKS. Okay, so good move on this one, right? So so we had, what was it? Hibbs had like some good numbers yesterday, and then Foot Locker moved on it, and then a little bit of move here off of Dick's Sporting Goods here this morning too. So I like the gap and go style right here. We got over this pivot level, right, and give a nice move up. So really the key is try to get over at least the pre-market levels, and we got that here this morning for a nice move. Right, and then we got choppy after that. But other than that, decent little play right there. So let's see if we continue to work and get above today's highs. Good stuff. Thank you, Shirley. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. So let's take a look. So we've got SPCE. Let's see how that's doing here. So SPCE, yeah, it started to pick up again today, right? So again, the momentum move, obviously two momentum moves here through the prior day's high, right, and then through the 2 day ago high. Right, you can kind of see here that those played out pretty well here, which also correspond with pre-market levels. So that gave you a nice momentum move right there, right? And then the prior day high was up here, 2 day ago high right there, which also corresponded to your 15 orb level, right? Nice pullback to that area right there inside 15, and then worked its way up. Just kind of rode that ADMA up for a while on that one. So let's see if it continues to work its way up. Again, decent volume right here, but a nasty upper shadow. So just be careful with that one. And then Nvidia, a little money flowing out of tech today. Right, so but it's hanging in there, right? The trend is still up on this one. Let's see if that trend line comes over there. The trend is still up on this one. Right, so let's see if that continues to hold. A little bit of pullback right here, but it's also over the ADMA, so see if that continues to hold as well. Low volume pullback, right? So not really too scary on that one. So good. ZEK, what's going on? OMI, let's take a look. So whoa, big move on this one. Look at that. So a couple key breakout levels right there. There's your triangle right here. Triangle right here, gapped above both of those, gap and go today on Owens. You gotta like that one. DCP. Yeah, nice breakout of the cloud right there. Not on a lot of volume, but still a pretty strong looking candle. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on right there. SDC Smile Direct. Yeah, Smile Direct is looks like it's smiling right there. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on too. I'm going to put that on the bullish radar as well. This is one we like to track some of these recent IPO names, and it's nice to see some good volume and a good candle coming out of that one. I like how it closed over a lot of key levels on that. So very, very nice. Also, FE. Oh, nasty down move on. Oh, First Energy. What happened today? Woo. First Energy sales plunge after Ohio bribery scandal is announced. Wow, look at that one. So that's funny. I knew some people who used to work for that company. So that's hilarious. So anyway, so that's not good. So let's see. So let's see how that handles this right here. So I wasn't really working on kind of maybe like a little cup and handle-ish type pattern on the bearish side right here, but nasty pullback on that one. We got that's not good news before earnings. So maybe they're just trying to push it down as much as possible before earnings. There might see a little bit of a rally off of it. So could be interesting. That great find on that one. Nasty kiddo on that one right there. Mickey D's. Upper shadow right here, so kind of rejecting a couple of these levels, had this open gap right here. So Mickey D's still struggling, but it did get over the 200-day moving average, so that's good. And you're still contained with this larger triangle right here. So again, just it really needs something good, a good type of candle, right? I'm loving it. So good stuff. And then EVRI, so that's right at the 50-day and the 8-day, upper shadow right there, just kind of chopping around the cloud. Not too much going on there unless there's something after hours. It's up after hours, so there's some news. Little news after hours on that one. Not really seeing anything, but nice spike on that one. I guess it must be on Rothko. You got a 17, recent upgrade, but anyway, nice move after hours. So keep an eye on it right there. It's at 627, which puts it like right here. So again, kind of right at the cloud level right there. See if we can break out above that $6.50 level, and maybe it'll try to work its way up to test the scene of the breakdown on that prior candle. So good stuff. Appreciate it. Awesome. Good. All right, so good. NK, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, hope you had a great day today, too. So oil and banks went up today. Great stuff. Yeah, so let's take a look at some of those names. So CVX, guys, super duper strong today. All right, so this is one of the. I looked at XOM a little bit earlier, and then you look at CVX. Woo! Look at that one. They didn't even give it an inside candle. They just gave you a doji pause candle right there, and then see ya on CVX. Just a big move on that one today. So I like how it got over the 50-day moving average. See if it gets any follow through going into tomorrow. Oxy, again, we like this one too because it had a really nasty candle yesterday. I like how it gapped above it today. So that kind of gave it that little that squeeze effect at the open. We tried chasing this at the open, but it was a little bit too late. We didn't end up getting in it. But we love the way that oil was going here this morning. So at least that's what I like about the inside candles. It gives you an opportunity to get in sometimes. So that's good too. And then DKNG. DKNG, yep, nice inside day up right there. Good upper shadow again. Still love how this move went after the low volume pullback to the upper trend line right here, and also correspond with the 618 retrace as well. And then JP Morgan, again, nice one on the banks too. This is what we looked at a little bit earlier. I'm gonna get these fibs off of here for now. Good. Yeah, so again, red candle yesterday, gapped above it and pushed. Got back into the cloud. A little bit of an upper shadow right here. Got a couple of little things going on right there. So see if we can kind of push above those levels. Over 100 could get interesting for JP Morgan. It's a good level for it. So good stuff. X Country Kevin, what's going on? I know. So good candle day. A little hot dog pattern, reversal here. Excuse me. Still got those grimy upper shadows here from the last couple days. Inside day down right here, kind of holding those levels. Again, I still want to see a push over that prior day's candle. Good. And then Zumba, inside day. Okay, nasty pullback right there, but holding the ADMA on this one. So great day yesterday. Let's see if that serves as a positive and works its way up. So definitely keep an eye on today's highs and lows. TLT. Yeah, just kind of hanging in there, right? Just holding the ADMA on that one. So just nice little flight to save, just waiting for the market. So just triangulating up here, right? So nice little triangle going on here, right? So let's see how that holds. See if we can get a breakout on that one way or the other. And then SLV, so awesome. I mean, we talked about this a couple months ago when it was down to $10. And I remember, if you guys remember, if you go back to these dates back here, back in March, if you go, back in the YouTube, you'll see I was like, this is a bargain, Right, this is a bargain at $10. Why? Well, because anybody who lived through 2009 will remember that we were about at those levels back in the 2008-2009 crash, right? And it was like that was a huge financial crisis. That was a decent deal back then at $8. So $10, I mean, even around there, I was looking at averaging down, however you wanted to go, right? And this thing just continued to work up. Not that saying average down is a good thing, but on something like silver, that's a bargain down there. So it's been really, really moving nice and slow. Right, taking a couple months to work its way back up here, but it's just doing phenomenal on that one. Big gap up there today. Let's see if we continue to push. It gets a little bit funky. It's tough. You don't want to look at it. This is when you just kind of want to keep in a different account or just hold the solid stuff. But it's worked itself up nicely right here. Again, 2025. Is going to be a big level for silver, right? So, but anyway, pretty impressive on that one. Great find. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Mick Moak, what's going on? Microsoft would be interesting today. Crazy drop at the end of the day, but seemed to just follow the NASDAQ, or did NASDAQ follow Microsoft? Microsoft's not that heavyweight. It plays along yesterday. It played along with Amazon and Apple. Together they make a big force, right? But probably a little bit hand in hand on that one. But yeah, so it's a pretty wild move today, right? Just kind of blah blah blah, a little bit of an up move, and then didn't get much follow through on it. So definitely something to keep an eye on right here. It was a high volume pullback. We got earnings coming up tomorrow after the close, so that should be a fun one along with Tesla tomorrow. So let's see how that goes. Cesar, what's going on? Good to see you. XLI upper shadow there. So kind of interesting. Let's see how this goes right here. So you got that geometric line right there. Let's see if we can get above that. Right, and then we got this geometric line here, so we can get above that. So just kind of really, really tight kind of triangle range right there. See if we can get a breakout on that one way or the other. And then Nikola, Nikola, it's kind of been out of play here. It's just kind of chopping around right here. See, it's compressing, right? So this thing is interesting. It's kind of hanging out in this prior gap level. It hasn't quite pushed down yet. So definitely keep an eye on it, right? And also look for it to potentially move in sympathy with Tesla after Tesla earnings tomorrow. So definitely something to keep an eye on there too. It has high volatility in its own right, so just be careful with that though. So good. Bagash, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, say hello to Docu. Yeah, so Docu, I mean, decent candle yesterday, right? Got a nice little gift horse gap there today, and then they had the pullback, a nasty pullback this morning, but kind of chopping around. Still, I like the double bottoms. I like the 2B reversal candle right here, and gave it a nice move up. So pretty good, right? Still kind of hanging into this channel right here. Let's see this right here. Boom. Still kind of hanging in this channel. Right, a little move up of that off of the top right there. And so let's see if it continues to push itself. So I mean, it's still channeling. Good. And then Apple, a little bit of a nasty pullback today, but still holding its ADMA and still holding the trend line. Right. So a little bit of volume today, but again, let's see what we have in store for tomorrow and everything. So good stuff there. Spot, big inside day today, nasty pullback right there. This one kind of pulled back a little bit more than 50% of the range, so it's kind of a key area for it. It needs to hold today's lows. Right, and then Costco, right? Costco too, nice push today, and then left you with an upper shadow. So it's still kind of doing its crazy Costco thing, which it's been doing the last year. But it was up a little bit after hours. I think Trump was talking at the end of the day, and no, not really moving too much. Just the bid's up a little bit, but yeah, talking about Corona is going to be worse before it gets better or whatever. So anyway, so something to keep an eye on right there. I mean, so if that is the case, more people running out to the store and hoarding things. So you got that going on. But again, that's low margin stuff for him too, so that's not necessarily good either. So anyway, good stuff. Then Nest, what's happening at SPCE? Good stuff, Bagash, appreciate it. So the Nest, we got good volume today on SPCE. Left you with an upper shadow though, so kind of a pain right there. But it did give some nice day trade opportunities on it. See if we get any follow through tomorrow over today's highs. Right, Roku. Again, we loved it today. Gave a nice push here intraday. Right, some members did well on this one today here. Right. Nice move up, but hey, it is what it is. Pulled back and couldn't bounce off the 15-orb low or 15-orb high, and then just kind of chopped around at the end of the day. So didn't do as much as we wanted to, but it did pretty good for what it was worth, right? So pins, so pins pretty interesting right here. Down a little bit, I think, after hours on the Snap news. So a little bit of pullback there, but it's still holding its ADMA, so just kind of check and see if that holds. And then Shake Shack. So we like this one. Good candle on that one here. Still below 50-day and still kind of stuck in the cloud a little bit. So just a little bit of caution on that. Maybe some confirmation above the 50-day would be interesting. But again, earnings are probably what it can really kind of move Shack. It's moved it before pretty nicely. So good stuff. Z, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Costco, I think we looked at that for you already here, so good. So upper shadow on that one, right? So just a little bit of caution on that. We got ex-dividend coming up and all that. Tried to give a push today, but couldn't hold, right? And then Netflix. So yeah, so Netflix, guys, just chopping around kind of like an inverse hot dog pattern right here. You can kind of look at this as a potential bear flag, right? See how that works, and then see if it breaks down below there, we might see a move back down to the upward trend line, and which is also corresponding with the 50-day as well. Yep, and the Orbit 15s, those are the inside candles, right? So this is the inside candle right there. So if you're interested, just send me a DM in Twitter, and I'll hook you up. Mick Mulk, what's going on? So when the market flushed at the end of the day, yeah, that was that really stunk. So new base pair HD, unless you were short. So we liked it. Anyway, so spinny top right there off of Home Depot with a fresh all-time high. So let's see if we can get some more follow-through on that one. Good to see a new base player. J-Moss, what's happening? Let's take a look at Spot. How about this one? Just kind of giving us a nasty pause day on that today. But it is what it is. It's kind of back into the prior scene of the breakdown right there. So let's see if that holds. It's got to hold today's lows. It's got to. Right? Workhorse could be interesting too. Another one to keep an eye on is potential sympathy play with sympathy play with Tesla with earnings tomorrow. So inside day holding the ADMA on that one. Okay, so that could be interesting as well. Beyond. Yeah, so Beyond gave a huge move this morning, and then it gave it back, right? So, but nice push here at the open as it broke out of the 15-orb high. All right, so good stuff on that. And then, and then IMMR. Yeah, big candle today there. Push to the 200-day moving average and kind of close back below, which kind of stinks. And then Mickey D's. Again, it did the same thing too, right? Just trying to push up. It's up on the day, but it left you with an upper shadow. But at least it's above the 200-day moving average, so that's a good thing. Tilray. Yeah, pot stock. That this thing, it's just still got to get over these levels up here, really, for it to really start to get going. But here, at least in the meantime, the 50-day and back over the cloud. Otherwise, it's kind of blah on that one. And then Walmart. Upper shadow on this one, but could be flagging up here. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's see if we can get a line on here. Okay, so a decent breakout right there. So see if we can get over those highs. So it gives a little move off of that. So good stuff, Z. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. Sivo, what's going on? DKNG, let's take a look. Yeah, so DKNG, we love this one. Just a great profile here, right? So here's your IPO upper trend line, right? We finally pulled back to it here. Right, low volume pullback and then a high volume bounce. We love that setup. I showed yesterday, if you go to yesterday's video, I showed what the options look like on that one. Beautiful, beautiful move right there. Great follow through on that one. Inside day up today, a little bit of an upper shadow right here. But again, it was all about this candle right here for a fantastic move. I wish every trade was like that one. Just so beautiful. Right, IBM today, guys. Big reversal, right? We talked about this last night. Right? We talked about this last night. We said, okay, look, it's got the lines will probably pop up right here. Okay, so I was like, look, we were as high as like 128 at some point, or something 132, whatever it was. We could kind of look at it and see what it was last night. So yeah, high 135 last night. So we looked at that here this morning, right? And I was like, okay, if we can't get over there, right, there's a good chance this thing reverses, and then it's got the open gap below. We've done a whole series on gaps that if there's a gap by an open gap, when you have high volatility, that those can get filled pretty quickly, and that's exactly what happened here today. We were hoping it would get above this level and fill that gap, but instead, right, the market was like, nope, guidance wasn't good enough, or whatever the case was on that one, and we said this could be a good reversal, right? It passed through all these levels right here, and then gave a 15 orb down and held the ADMA to the downside. A very, very rare ADMA hold on the short side. So very, very cool on IBM today. I'd say I've made some of the most money shorting IBM in the past on some big news plays, and it's just like, wow, once it's going, it's going. This is so heavy. So anyway, good stuff there. And then ATVI. Yep, so we got gamers, like they're going to be doing, I think, some talk this week, if they haven't done it already. So we've got, that's going to be on the radar right here. So today left a little geometric level, so we definitely want to see if we can push over today's highs. Careful on the short side, right? So you got a lower shadow at the ADMA on that one. Good stuff. Royal, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a great day too. SLV, again, huge gap up on this one. Sweet deal when it was $10. It's already doubled since then. So it's a nice move on that. Good day to take profit on this one with that open gap low, but basically to see if we can defend that gap. Ally Financial, right? So the banks were strong today, so except Ally didn't look like it was really participating in that whole move. So kind of looking bear flaggish there at the ADMA to see if it pushes below today's lows and see if we get more of a downside move on that one. Etsy. again, nice gift horse gap off yesterday's move, and then kind of pulled back on that one. So kind of, okay with the gap up on that one. And then Microsoft with earnings tomorrow. I can't believe it's going to be awesome. So let's see how that does with that one, right? So it's still above the upper trend line right here. So I'm very, very interested to see how they report. So good stuff. Theory, what's going on? Neo, yeah. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on too, going into Tesla earnings. It could great one to potentially move in sympathy with it, right? Remember the crab pattern that we had up here on the 15 level, right? Give a nice initial move back of that, retest those back down again up here off of this 2618, right? So and then so just kind of see what Tesla has to say and see how Neo moves in addition to that one. So NNOMF. So yeah, so big push on that one today. That looks like huge move on that with some big volume on that. So let's see if that can continue to push its way up and stop being a penny stock. Could be interesting. Bag, yeah, D-Dog with the doggy bag today. So so a little bit of move right there. So kind of pushed below its original upper trend line right here. Like we said, it might have been working on a bear flag, but it worked its way back up. So it's still holding the 80 MA on that one. See if we push over today's highs to try to get back above that upper trend line on that one. New base player, Home Depot. Yep, little spinning top right there over the prior day's high. So again, fresh all-time highs right there. Not a lot of volume, not a lot of blah. So just kind of doing its thing right here. But again, it's holding trend. So bullish still proven otherwise on that one. Keith, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look. So Billy, don't you lose my number. So holding the 80 MA up there, filled an open gap today and then left an upper shadow right at the open gap on that one. Baba, again, Baba's been fun to short on all these ridiculous gaps up. It gaps up and it's like, okay, I'm going to short it, right? It's gapping up for no reason. So that gave a good shorting opportunity on that today as well. AstraZeneca, just kind of blah after yesterday's pullback candle, right? So inside day today too, still holding the 80 MA on that one. CMG. Going to be really interesting. This one's got earnings coming up tomorrow after hours. Wow, lots of fun earnings coming tomorrow. So see how that goes. Again, it tagged all-time highs on this one too. It's almost as much as Tesla. So anyway, pretty wild stuff on that. So burrito Tesla burritos. So pretty cool stuff right here. So Whirlpool working on this crazy cup and handle-ish pattern right here. Here's your cup. Here's your handle. Let's see if we can get a breakout on that one way or the other. So that could be pretty good too. So good. So Rob, what's going on? Z, let's take a look. Yeah, Z with a big push up to all-time highs today and then a big pullback. But like we said yesterday, we talked about it breaking out. We're like, don't watch out for that upper shadow. You did get a nice gap up today, so give you a gift horse gap on that one. Kind of pulled back down here. Good 50% of that range. Just be careful with that one. The volume's not there, but it's still kind of choppy, sloppy. Right? DXCM. Okay, so DXCM, nasty pullback right here to the 80 MA, but it did bounce off of that, so that is somewhat constructive for it. So let's see if I can get some movement on that one. And then TXN, Texas Instrument earnings tonight, right? So hit all-time highs here today, and then which is always wild, isn't it? It's like wow. Anyway, but I guess it's good, right? Because they had a beat on earnings here. So beat on earnings and then back into range right here. Oh, that's gonna be nasty levels to deal with tomorrow. So. And they got to really buy it up tomorrow. Let's see if they can. If they can, then maybe we'll take a look at the semiconductor sector and see if that has any strength tomorrow. But otherwise, just choppy, sloppy going in tomorrow. So we'll see what that has in store. So good stuff. All right, guys. Well, awesome. I really appreciate everybody's chart requests. Today was a fun discussion on the inside candles. Again, pretty cool right here, even on Texas Instruments. You can see it right here. Look at that double inside day, and then bleh. Right, so then it kind of works its way up off these inside days. You gotta love that stuff. So anyway, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great discussion today. Awesome questions and chart requests. If you guys are new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and be sure to hit the notification button so you can see when we post our videos. We do 3 videos during the day, right? We do one at the morning to prep for the market. We do one at lunch, kind of give an update, see what's going on, and we do one as a market wrap too to give a quick review and some stuff that we're looking for tomorrow. And of course, we go live here and we do other special videos throughout the day too. So be sure to subscribe. Check out our playlist. We got lots of good videos on there. Check out the links in the description. It's got a link to our Twitter page where we post charts, and it's also got a link to our website, which has got, if you feel like joining our day trading group with Discord and things like that, check out the links in there as well. So good stuff, guys. Really appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first.